27th. I feel good. I feel better. Yeah. So I just finished meditating, and I am going to keep track of the next chapters, or I guess anything to do with, well, I didn't specify. I didn't specify my questioning. I just asked if I do commentaries with the videos that are coming up. In my mind, I didn't ask specifically, but I was referring more to the whole twin flame thing because that's what I'm learning a little bit more about. And as soon as I get that book, I'll dive into it. Should be getting it on Friday. But yeah, I asked about that, if I can switch it up and do more of a commentary type of thing. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm actually going to logistically put that together. If these videos will be more of like me reflecting on the video and then attaching it, or if I'm going to do that overlay where my voice, I don't think I'll do my voice, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. So I got the okay on that. So I was like, okay. I woke up being inspired with MJ's message and just this, because I haven't been working on the courses with everything that kind of went down lately. Last week with the whole, it says fire up your passion. That was the message for this morning. And so I woke up thinking about the courses that I kind of left hanging. Even though I finished that one course, how to use your depression and anxiety to bring you back to life. And I started the separation and loss because that's what was being triggered. And I'm grateful I did, because Christina Lopes came out with a video, and it's titled Release the Past. And it was really helpful in it's funny. Oh gosh, just how things stand out, right? And so I woke up with those thoughts, separation and loss, in my mind last week on Saturday. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? And it was 2 weeks ago. And there was a question that got posed by someone I connected with that day, and I was kind of stuck and sitting with that question about, how do you, are you running away from death? Or are you running towards life? So anyways, Christina Lopes addressed not that question, but something similar, and it triggered in me. I was like, well, duh, that makes total sense, right? So anyways, it answered my question. I was so grateful for that extra conversation and the video and just the way things are unfolding, because it's highlighting things. So anyways, after that, like I felt stuck a little bit with the whole courses. And so then the whole divorce situation happened, and this person from my past coming in, triggering all this stuff again. Not to the same degree, but enough to where it took an emotional toll last week. So I'm like, okay, everything's purposeful, right? So with this particular video, Fire Up Your Passion, I was reflecting on the courses again and just my whole life, right? Experience, especially these last few years. And then I started thinking about other courses. So I wrote down, the one that stood out was how to find the one, right? Because that's been the topic of conversation lately for me in my head, me and my thoughts, right? And the realization that, how do you find the, well, not necessarily that I have found the one, because I asked about that too. I asked about that today. I was like, you know, will this be the person that I choose? And I got nothing. And then I'm like, will I be choosing somebody else? And I got nothing. So I was like, will you tell me? I got nothing. And I'm like, dang it. So I was like, am I gonna have to go through that one too? Yeah, I'm like, okay. But there's a reassurance. There's this reassurance that I will know. Somehow I will know, right? And I made a comment before, like, I'll have that connection to source. That when that time comes, I'll know. Like, I'll know for sure, right? Because again, just because I was told that he's the one doesn't necessarily mean that I'll pick him, because one, I don't know him. I think that was the biggest thing. The hang up that I still have is I don't know this person. I really don't. I don't know you. If you're watching this, I don't know you. Like, I really don't. And I was even thinking about it too, thinking about him and look at what video posted today. Healing my relationship with his energy. And no, I was thinking about it today too. I was like, pobre again, right? It's like repeating. In that video, I'm, and maybe I'll add it. I don't know. I'm, oh, my alarm. But I'm saying, I'm like, pobre, he doesn't even know, right? Like, you don't know. You don't know. And so then I started thinking, you don't know. Will I tell you? We don't have the relationship, right? We haven't established the relationship to the level where I feel comfortable having that conversation with you, because I don't know you, period. Because I was even thinking about it. I was like, he doesn't even know that I'm being triggered by him, right? Right now, right now, for me, you know, you don't know. He doesn't know. Do I have to tell you? Was the next question, right? Referring back to like my recent experience with this fire sign, and how I was so hurt, and with that experience, how much learning I got from that experience about communication and expectations again, right? That whole thing, like it's hard to have expectations when I'm being shown your potential, like. And I had never seen it like that for someone before. So symbolic. And now I think, again, it was there purposefully, right? To teach me, like, take it as a grain of salt. You can take it as a grain of salt. But just reflecting on how I was triggered with him, and I was really struggling to not tell him, because they were my triggers. But we had made the agreement, and I think that's where it was different. He and I had made the agreement that we would be honest with each other, even if it was hard. And that was already something that was spoken into existence, which is why I was getting the signs to talk to him, because that was the agreement. And I'm grateful I did, because then that's when I realized, wow, we both triggered each other, because he didn't come to me either. And I know he got triggered. I know he got triggered. He didn't say it, but what he described led me to believe, I'm like, I triggered him too. When I took back my words of when I changed my mind, basically, when I changed my mind about going back to being friends, I triggered him. And so he didn't say anything, right? Until I brought it up, and then he mentioned something. I was like, okay. But anyways, in this particular situation with this person from my past, you, if you're watching, I don't know you enough. We don't have an agreement that says we have to share our triggers. We don't. And so I don't have to tell you. This is my process. This is my process. This is, and you knew it, right? I mean, I shared this video channel with you when I first started it, I didn't really know the intention behind it, aside from knowing that I'm just speaking my truth and going through this experience, not knowing that it was going to be healing, my healing journey documented, and my triggers being, laid out for the world to see. Yeah. So anyways, I don't have to tell you because I don't have that agreement with you. That's what I realized today. You know, so I don't feel anger anymore. I can tell you that. Like I don't. I was even thinking about it. I'm like, yesterday I didn't feel it as much, and then today I don't feel anger. This is just what's needing to unfold. To continue clearing out the energy. Really, it's healing the energy, the hold, the emotional hold, that unfolded when I gave myself permission to love you. To fall in love. And this is just what's needing to be cleared out. Yeah. For whatever's coming next, right? Whatever unfolds, and if our paths cross again, or not, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So that's what I was realizing. I'm like, well, but I like, like he doesn't even, you don't know I'm upset at you. You don't have to know. Well, I mean, if you follow it along, you'll see that I don't have to share that right now with you when you text me, because we don't have that relationship. We don't have that type of relationship right now. It's very, very superficial, very, how are you? Fine. How are you? Fine. Nothing more, nothing less. So, yeah. So I thought about that, and just still being grateful that this is unfolding in this way, because clearly it was still healing that needed to occur. And yeah, so I'll be doing the commentary. So going back to the mini course, so how to find the one, and realizing not that I was looking for the one. Well, I guess I was. I guess I have been. And I thought about this old fire sign where he passed me along. He's just like, you're not the one. But he was on the search for the one. And seeing how he had made a comment like, I'm done taking care, like, what did he say? He's like, I've made the decision that I'm done working on myself, is what he said. And I remember that stuck with me. And I was just like, okay. And now I know, right? Like attracts like. You stop working on yourself, guess what's gonna come your way, right? That's the same version of you, energetically. So, when you stop working on yourself, right? And just even reflecting with my ex, like, that's what made it so intense for me. The feeling of stuckness was because I was working on me, and he was just content. His goal in life, right? His mission, his karmic path, his north node, was to be content, was to make sure that he was just fine. And so the, like, not to say that growth and change isn't part of his process, it's just to look different. But I was more movida. I was going through my own healing separate from his, so it just created that gap and that tension and the stuckness, where it was like the like a rubber band, right? Like the rubber band's like, I can't anymore, right? And you let it go, or it snaps you. That's funny. But anyways, so I'm creating a mini course on how to find the one. Not because I have found the one, but I have the guidance to confirm who the one is for me, right? Still knowing that I always have a choice. to assess, really, to assess, like, and I mean, I guess at the end of the day, I gotta trust. And I do. I trust the process. I trust the process. I do. I trust the process. It's just funny how I was told before, and now they're not even like entertaining that idea for me. I think it's because I'm asking too many questions. But anyways, I already created it. I already wrote it out. The topics: how to find the one, how to find the one. So that's gonna be a mini course. How to stop feeling stuck in a relationship. Beginner's guide on how to read tarot for yourself. How to feel safe in a time of chaos, and how to come back to life after a death. Symbolically, of course. So anyways, and then I have some other courses too that I'm working on, that I started. Oh, that one's similar to this other one. What are coping skills and how to master them? How do I heal from my triggers? How to listen and strengthen my internal guidance system, right? That's part of how to figure out how to find the one. And yeah. So I'm excited that I have all of these mini courses to work on. Paperwork for divorce is coming along. There's a lot. But the goal today is just to stay balanced with all the responsibilities. I'm glad that I woke up early, that I was motivated by the courses to kind of get up, the creation of that. Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful. Even though I don't have the relationship, I want to say this, even though I don't have, for the moment, that level of relationship with you, if you're watching this, I am grateful to you. I have gratitude for this experience with you. As I found myself. Maybe I found myself. And I continue to discover more about myself as I trust myself more, But I don't think. I mean, I couldn't have done this without you. So thank you. And everything will unfold exactly as it needs to. So I'm not worried. Of what will come. I'm not. And that feels good. It feels good to not worry, to just be present, to be grateful, to find joy. It feels good. It feels really good. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learned to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us, in whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey, and to despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me.